Alright, here's a shortish one. Be me, 10 years old in the early OOS. Hanging out with friend, sleeping over that night. His, single, mother is Polish and kept a lot of stuff from her old town around her apartment. She goes out to work and leaves us alone, and during a game of truth or dare we end up looking through her closet. We find this weird thing, sort of like a cone of thick brass wire with a point at the tip and a little chain attached to the other end, looked kinda like pick. The same box we found it in has some notes in Polish, handwritten, and a cross-shaped piece of wood. Friend says the notes say it's some kind of fortune-telling device. We hide it away for later that night. Friend's mom comes back, we eat supper, play some video, then she goes to bed. Naturally we're not asleep and we pull out the weird pendulum thing. Way it works is that one person puts the cross on the ground and spins it while the other closes their eyes and holds the pendulum. Depending on what way the pendulum swings you get yes, no, or ask again, no. He holds it first and I ask a few dumb things to test, get good answers. We agree to swap every 3 questions. Then it's my turn, so I'm holding with my eyes shut and he spins the cross. Then he asks a few questions in Polish, I don't know Polish if that wasn't clear. Laughs after the first one, then gets a bit more serious, then goes silent after the third. Asks me if I knew what he was asking. Say no, and pass him the pendulum, he's looking a bit spooked. I ask 3 questions, does girl like me? Is God real? Does this really work? No. Ask again, yes. Tell my friend he's a dick, and he looks confused. Take the pendulum and close my eyes. 3 more Polish questions. At the end, my friend fucking rips the pendulum out of my hand, and shoves it back in the box. We're not doing this anymore. Why not? He won't tell me. Time skip 10 years. We're hanging out and the topic comes up. Why did you want to stop? I didn't know how you did it, but you really freaked me out with that shit. I was just holding the thing. You really don't know what I asked? No. The first set of questions, I don't remember well, but it was something about my grandpa. You got them all right. Well, it was just yes or no, or maybe. The last ones were, is there something in the room with us? Can you lie? Say yes then no then yes again if you want to hurt us. I get some chills because I know what's coming. Let me guess. Yes. Spin. Then it went from yes, to no, to yes, then spun around again. Fuck. I haven't spoken to the guy in years now, he moved away and got married, but I've never learned a single bit of Polish in my life. I had no fucking idea what he was saying to me. My eyes were closed so maybe he was just fucking with me. But he seemed very serious, and after getting more into /x/shit I have to wonder. There was a pedo in that apartment building who died when we were very young, and he was on the 20th floor where my friend ended up living. We both used to live in the same building but on the 8th and 11th floors. He moved up when my family moved across town into a house. Can't help but feel like some quick thinking on his part stopped us from getting into deep shit. This story of mine has always made me think if I really met whoever was playing basketball with me as a kid. There was no weirdness involved other than some paranormal stuff. Be me around 2001. 6 years old. At a family gathering out in the countryside. It was cloudy outside, drizzling. Bored.jpg. Go outside with a raincoat and a hat to keep me dry. Eventually stumble upon a basketball court down the road. There was a man in his 30s-40s playing basketball all by himself. He also had a blue bicycle close by. Hollered at him and asked him if I could join in. He said sure. He gave me the basketball and guided me along. We both had a lot of fun and shared a lot of laughs. 20 minutes passes and he has to go. Sad.jpg. He told me that maybe one day we will meet again and play more basketball. See him get up on his bicycle and go his way. Shouted bye. He shouted bye back. Go back home and find my older sister talking to my parents. Apparently she also went out and saw me, apparently just as the man said he had to go. Parents asked me worryingly what did you do out in the rain? I said played basketball with a cool dude. My older sister tells my parents I was out there all by myself. Shocked.jpg. It still boggles my mind that it wasn't even real, that the man that I had so much fun playing basketball with didn't exist. It was one of the reasons why I started believing in the paranormal. Me, age 11 or so. Live in rural Ontario. Friend had forest and swamp behind his house. His dad carved out trails for the ATVs. Buddy and I were walking through the woods one day. Went off trail, ventured into brush taller than we were. He's ahead of me. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a head and shoulders, but completely black, like a shadow, rise over the brush, and dip back down. Chalk it up to my imagination, and say nothing. Emerge from brush, onto wide trail. Maybe 10 feet wide. Take a few steps. Out of nowhere, about 6 feet ahead of us, sprints a shadow, from the brush on the left, into the brush on the right. Picture someone hunched over, running, but like a shadow. Made no noise. Brush undisturbed. Buddy freezes. Looks at me. I look at him. We turn back, and run all the way up the hill to his house. His mom says it was probably a coyote. No chance in hell was that thing a coyote. Been afraid to walk in the woods alone ever since. Second experience. Me, age 13 or so. Still in rural Ontario. Cable didn't exist, so we had TV antenna on the side of the house, and the TV in the basement. Eating dinner upstairs with mom and sister. Hear voices from down below. Full out conversation. 2 distinct voices. Can't make out what they're saying. We go quiet. My mom asks if we turned the TV off. My sister and I both tell her we did. Mom asks us to go check. Too freaked out, so she goes herself. Returns upstairs a moment later. Confirms TV was off. Voices have stopped. Mom's best guess is that, since cell phones were becoming more widespread, our TV antenna picked up somebody's phone call. Never actually figured out who, or what, was speaking. I'll describe mine. I think I told it before but it was lost to time. Me. 7th grade. Get locker for first time, very excited. Hanging around locker, trying to look cool. Notice something on ground. It's a shitty thin metal triangle. Pick it up and put it in pocket. Lose it later and forget about it. Come back next day and see it on ground again. Pick it up again and go to my dad's work after school. Leave triangle there, whatever, you'll get it later. Next day, triangle on ground again. Take it to my dad's work again, but this time I bend it and leave it there. Next day, same triangle, same bend. Freak the fuck out, don't let go of it again, take it home and lock it up. Never teleport it again, I still have. If you guys want I can unlock it and upload a picture if it is still there. It's under my bed so I'm only doing it if you ask for it. Me. Fallen angel. Have huge mark on back where one of my wings was ripped off. Beautiful, highly intelligent, and have the wisdom of an old man. Can sense and see things other cannot. Cannot hear God's voice, he cut me off. Extremely unlucky, endless punishment after punishment. Live life of degeneracy. Demons and other supernatural beings are attracted to me. Have hooked up with Nephilim, demons, vampires, Ayas, etc. Have sixth sense, and have premonitions of future events. Have been slowly waiting and watching world slip away further and further into degeneracy, me along with it. Waiting on inevitable day of Armageddon and return of Christ. Something similar happened to me. Me. At the train station. Only me and a old man there. Look at the floor and notice something odd. My name was written on the floor with an arrow point to the train side of the rail. Confused.jpg. Walk all the way to the other side to see if there is another arrow. Nothing there. Train arrives. Door stop exactly where the arrow with my name is pointing. Get into train. TFW. Be me. Memory of some previous lives. Probably in another fucking universe or some shit. Have had partial access to them since I was 2 to 3 years old, clear access sensate. Can't speak the language anymore, but the memories contain context, so I still understand them, if that makes sense. Over there, people lived thousands of years and it was kinda like a Xianxia type setting. I never even knew what Xianxia was until I was 25. Can't do any of that shit here, frustrating as fuck. Not entirely convinced this isn't some kind of pocket dimension for one of the gigafaggots from back home. Can't be sure I'm not just crazy though. Spend whole life looking for supernatural shit here, find very little, still gotta go 40 or 50 years though, so here's hoping. Tons of stuff that we never figured out back there is available here though, like electricity and truth light. Hopefully I can get back there one day and get mad rich and powerful. They knew about magnets too, they just had no idea how to use them. Fucking frustrating. Am I joking? You decide. Be me, Satan. Really fucking hate humans because God made them little but cool. Fuck, I want to be little and cool, but he made me perfect and big. Imprison all the humans and torture them into giving into oblivion. Ignore the history of humans becoming men of stone when put through trials. Most of the humans give in, but they keep flowing into the men of stone. What the shit, I'm supposed to be winning by now. Idea, I release the men of stone from suffering to get them to stop developing. Annoyed. Reality ends. Credits and final score displayed. Or something, I'd.